dolls and a curated
Rockies,
experience.
Brewers.
And all the proceeds
We
from
head to the top of the
event
8th.
will go to visit
Rockies up
Milwaukee.
2-1 over the Brewers. Jackson to the plate for Milwaukee. He's facing Jake Bird, and Jackson grounds that one foul. He took the first pitch for a ball. The count is tied at 1-1.
Jackson Churio leading things off. There's Christian Yelich. He's due up second. Part of the order coming up, and an opportunity down by a run against this Rockies bullpen.
Here's the 1-1 offering from Bird.
Churio
Jackson hits that one. Pass, Toglia, he's got it. He fires over the Bird. Jackson's too fast. He's safe.
His hitting streak is extended on the cue shot up the first base side.
As Toglia got a ball right to him, and he bobbled it.
I've seen too many plays like that before.
And Jackson beat
that was a foul
the
ball
throw to
until
Bird.
It wasn't with all the English. Watch this thing. We'll see it again. They're going to check on Bird. Watch how this thing's fouling. Goes back fair.
Slider skewed. The angle that Churio hits this ball comes back fair. Bird
face planted on the first base bag. Oh boy. Oh.
Puts his face on first. Tough day at first base with Bird.
I tell you, that was a
and
really
now up to
close
bat
play
for the
at
Brewers.
first.
It's Christian Yelich as Jackson Churio has a 12-game hitting streak.
Really fast. They're checking him out. I mean, that was a full face plant on the bag.
You're trying not to laugh. You're trying not to laugh, Jeff.
I mean, I've been there before, and it's not fun.
Well, I think just he finishes his delivery in the pitch, and he sees the swing, and you kind of want to be like, you kind of want to see it, right? You don't really, your first instinct on a ball like that is not to go to first base. It should be. But from your angle, you think that's in the grass, foul. And it was not. Shot back fair. I wonder if they had a lefty going in the bullpen. Is that something they were going to do anyway? Or?
Yeah, I'm not sure, because Alexander's ready to go, and Yelich is coming to the plate. Training staff came out, but Black came out to check on Bird, and they're going to stick with Bird. So another look at that play. Tolia feeding. Look how close this is. Missed the baseball.
Yeah. Bam.
And then
face on the bag. Here's the first pitch to Christian Yelich.
All right, here's Yelich. Toss to first.
Toss over the first, and Jackson gets back in time.
Hitting streak extended, by the way, for Jackson Churio. 12-gamer now, matching his career high from a season ago. And
that one's at the corner for a strike, 0-1.
You know, getting lost in all of this is Tolia fielding that ball. Very tough play. So much spin on the ball. Maybe it even clipped first base.
Outside for ball one.
And a decent enough throw.
Just a lot of moving parts with Bird trying to get to the bag, catch as he was falling down at the same time.
You always kind of hold your breath if you're a coach and you're watching one of your players sprinting to first base from the mound.
1-1 pitch, outside again. That's ball two now. The Rockies do have Sky Alexander warming up in the bullpen.
Yelich in the driver's seat in the at-bat.
They could have taken out Jake Bird, but they decided against it. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Dropped the slider on him.
Strike two, the slider. Was blitzing by Yelich. And now, we'll see a payoff pitch from Jake Bird with Jackson on first, nobody out.
Turner stops, and that's ball three.
The count is full. Jackson hesitated. He did try to steal second, but then hesitated and went back to first.
3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, and Yelich at the plate. Yelich uses his timeout.
Full count pitch, Jackson goes, Yelich fouls it off.
Bird's been good this year. He's excellent at holding runners. No stolen bases on him. Does have a caught stealing, which you can kind of gauge how a pitcher works on some of the caught stealings.
3-2. And
Yelich
fouls
hits
it
that
away.
one
He got
high
away.
and foul. He stays alive. Still no one out. In the top of the 8th, the count is full. Jackson on
Cheerios been
first.
on the move each of the last 2 pitches.
And the
And
pitch
that's
is down.
ball
It's
4.
ball 4.
First 2
So
have
Jackson
reached
on
in the
second,
8th inning.
Yelich on first,
Stage is set for the heart of the
and
order.
no one out
Great at bat by Christian Yelich.
in the top of the 8th.
8 pitch at bat, fouls off.
And will we
some very
see
clutch
Bud Black
pitches
come
and
out to the
puts
mound
all
here
the pressure
to go get Jake Bird?
on
He's
the
thrown
Rockies'
28
bullpen.
pitches
Double
today.
barrel action now.
Jimmy Herget is now
Jimmy
warming up
Herget, the
for
righty,
the Rockies in their
Alexander, the
bullpen as
lefty.
well as Scott Alexander. And
Visit to the mound by the pitching coach,
here's the
Darryl
pitching
Scott.
coach for
Ahead of the
Colorado.
sequence with William Contreras. 1 for 2 in his career with a walk against Bird.
Perfect time to hear today's Tavern of the Game winner, which is Wildcat Saloon in Blair. The tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow. They will receive 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer is courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. You know, the mound visit earlier to Feltner with bases loaded, nobody out, seemed to work out for the Rockies. Hopefully it doesn't go their way this time.
Here's the DH, William
at the
Contreras.
plate, an RBI double. He's driven in the only run of the game for the Brewers.
It's going to be a righty-righty matchup with him and Jake Bird.
Good speed on the bases.
Here's the
to
first
Contreras.
pitch.
Inside,
Ball 1. The 1-0 pitch.
Ball 2.
Inside again.
Outfield deep and straight
2-0.
away. Best throwing arm is in center, Brenton Doyle. Great speed with Churio and Yelich. 2-0.
2-0 offering from Bird, and that one
Slider
drops
for a
into the
strike.
zone for a strike. 2-1.
There's the depth of the outfielders.
Two-one delivery. Inside
3-1.
again. 3-1.
Maybe the last batter for Bird with Mitchell on deck, a left-handed batter. Alexander in the bullpen ready. Herget's ready too.
Jake Bird steps off.
Bird buying some time with the inside move.
That slider drops in for a strike.
He's thrown for a strike in this.
The count is
at-bat
full.
has been the slider.
Yeah, he's throwing some good ones.
Jake Bird really
They
has
tried to
only
get
got
him
the
with
slider
fastball
to
and
make
got
it into the
behind. Now he's
zone.
back in it with a
The
slider.
sinker has missed inside each time. Here's the full
3-2.
count pitch.
And he walks
And
in there
Contreras
loaded
walks.
again
The
with
bases are loaded for the Brewers with nobody
Nothing
out.
of the infield yet for the Brewers offense. Garrett Mitchell is scheduled. He will not face Bird. As Bud Black
And
is
is Bud Black
out,
coming
he's gonna
out?
make a move. Who
He
does
is.
go
Here
to?
comes
That's
Bud
the next
Black.
question.
This is going to be the end of Jake
He's
Bird's
got the
day.
righty,
Probably
he's got
Scott
the lefty, he's
Alexander will
going
come in.
lefty. Scott Alexander is coming in.
That's indeed what's
See
going
if
to
Garrett
happen.
Mitchell
Jake
is
Bird's
the one
coming
to
out.
face him or not.
Scott Alexander
We'll
will
be
come
back.
in with
Brewers
the
down by
bases
1,
loaded.
The bases are loaded.
No one out in the top of the 8th. We'll be right back from Coors.
Got an 11. A big base hit.
Scott Alexander is the new pitcher for the Rockies. 4 games this year. He's got a 0-1 record, 2 holds, an ERA at 13.5 in 3.1 innings pitched, 1 strikeout to 2 walks, 2 homers allowed, and an opponent batting average of .462. As we're going to get a new hitter into the game, pinch hitting for Garrett Mitchell, it's Isaac Collins. With the bases loaded and nobody out.
To get the pinch hitter Collins. With bases loaded, nobody out.
Brewers been red hot ever since struggling with the Yankees and the Royals. And Collins ground ball up the middle, stop for 1, 2, and they get the double play, but the Brewers have tied the game as Jackson does score. So it's an RBI double play to tie the game.
Yeah, no RBI
And the Brewers
for
have a
Collins,
runner
but, I mean,
at
it's about getting the
third,
job done, right? They go back to the bases loaded in
which
the
is
top
Christian
of the fourth,
Yelich.
unable to get a run in any capacity. So, hey, tying this ball
Contreras
game
out
up,
at
you
second.
do your job.
Collins out at
Great job by
first.
Collins.
Yelich
Can he
moves over
come
to
up with a
third.
clutch
Jackson
hit?
scores the tying run. And now Jacob
Reese
Stallings
Hoskins
will have a
coming
chat
off the bench
with
and
Scott
hitting
Alexander
for Jake Bowers. Stallings and
discuss
Alexander have a word.
some things, as Reese will come out to bat for the Brewers. He's pinch hitting for Bowers.
Hoskins 0 for 2 lifetime against Scott Alexander.
First pitch from Alexander to Reese
Fly
is
ball
hit.
foul off on the right side.
Foul.
Hoskins started the first 2 games of this series. Last night was 0 for 4 with a sacrifice fly. Couple of hits in game number 1.
Oh, 1 pitch. Reese grounds that one off himself. 0-2.
Alexander inherited 3 runners. He's got 1 left after getting that double play. 0-2, 2 outs on Hoskins.
Here's the 0-2 pitch.
And it's
Down
low.
for
Good
ball
stop
1.
by Stallings.
With Yelich on third, that ball doesn't have to get too far away for him to score. And you know he's looking to take advantage.
Yelich on third, 2 gone. Here's the payoff pitch from Alexander. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and a changeup below the zone.
Strikes out.
And that's the end of the top of the 8th, but the Brewers tie it up with an RBI double play by Isaac Collins. Bottom of the 8th and Coors up next. Bottom of the 8th here in Coors Field. Brewers tied the game in the top of the 8th at 2.
Just 2 runs on 4 hits so far this afternoon, but the 12th straight game,
Let's
the
see if they can
Colorado
hold off the Rockies
bullpen has allowed an earned run. We'll see if the Brewers can
make
pour
it
a couple
a
more
tie
on.
game
Coming up on
heading into
Brewers
the
Live,
ninth.
presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. A dazzling debut for Quinn Priester. We'll talk about that. Vinny ready to dive into
New
the tape
pitcher for the
on
Brewers,
his
Yoel
defense,
Payamps.
and we'll hear from Pat Murphy as well. Back out to Jeff and Tim, and good news, Brewers have not
First
lost
batter
a 1-run
will
game
be
so far this
Ryan
year. They're
McMahon.
3-0. We'll see the cardiac
And
crew
that
can do it
one's
again.
taken
Yes.
for a strike.
All right, thanks so much,
0-1.
Stephen. Yoel Payamps takes
Payamps
over
in
this
6 games has
bottom
a
of the 8th
0-0
inning in a tie
record,
game,
1
2-2.
hold, an ERA at
Middle of the order
9.64 and
scheduled with
4.2
McMahon
innings,
as Payamps
5
having some
strikeouts
issues
to
with
1
his
walk.
columns. It
He's allowed a
seems
homer and opponent
gets
batting
out of his
average
cap.
of 368.
A couple of defensive replacements for the Brewers in this inning, too. A couple of pinch hitters in the top half of the inning. McMahon fouls
hits
away.
a fly ball foul.
Sal Frelick takes over in center.
So
Replacing
Reese
Isaac
now
Collins
comes
on the
into
line
first
for Reese
base for the
Hoskins.
Brewers, replacing
He's over at
Bowers.
first.
And Sal goes into center, replacing Garrett Mitchell. 0-2 pitch,
This is
outside, ball 1. Ryan McMahon is 1 for 3 today. He's got a single all the way back in the 3rd inning. See what you can do here as that one's way up high. And McMahon stumbles out of the box.
Payamps
2-2.
faced McMahon in game 1 of this series on Tuesday. Struck him out on a fastball. It was a great outing by Payamps too. Pitched around a pop-up double, a ball that was kind of in that triangle between center, right, and second. Pitched around that and threw a scoreless inning.
2-2 pitch, outside, and the count is
3-2
full.
now.
McMahon ropes this one to right field. That's back. Jackson's at the wall. It's off the top of the wall. Jackson bobbles it. Now he throws it in. It's going to be a double for Ryan McMahon to lead things off in the bottom of the 8th.
Just reached out, flicked the wrists, and almost hit it out.
So close to a 3-2 lead for the Rockies. As that ball was smoked in the right.
Terrible pitch. It's away, though. And McMahon just uses those arms to get some extension. Churio almost played it perfect. But a little bit
Man
of
at second, nobody out, bottom of the 8th.
Gets a go-ahead run into second.
Now up to bat for the Rockies, Sean Bouchard, as that was inside for ball 1. That slider did almost reach out and tag Bouchard.
Bouchard hit for Martini in the 6th and struck out looking. Brewers
1-0 pitch is down.
1 run in
Another
this
slider
series
that misses by Piams.
against the Rockies.
That's 2-0.
And it just came in the 7th inning. Brewers answered the top half of the 8th.
Three balls, no strikes on Bouchard as Piams is starting to lose him.
Tolia looming in the on-deck area, leadoff double by McMahon. And that's ball 4.
That one misses barely. A 4-pitch walk by Piams and Bouchard now at first base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Before Tolia comes up.
Michael Toglia will come up to bat. But first, a mound
Hits for
visit.
Tolia today. Pair of singles.
Toglia's 2 for 3 with 2 singles this afternoon.
See how Buddy Black plays this.
You got to think Chris Hook is kind of going over scenarios of what they think they might be doing. I mean, with runs hard to come by this game, that was not the case in yesterday's ball game. It was for the Rockies, not the Brewers, but 2-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 8th inning. One of your bigger hitters, is he going to lay this bud down? In which case, if he does, Piams seems to know what his job is going to do. Here comes the bunt defense sign from Eric Haas in front of home plate.
Nice swing and miss.
Michael Toglia steps up into the box, and we'll see what he does here.
Show the lineman for the Brewers, playing him to pull pretty drastically. And a first pitch breaking ball somehow got the call. It's 0-1.
Yeah, no sign of bunt.
That slider misses way outside, but it's called a strike nonetheless. Very interesting call there by the ump. 0-1 coming to Toglia. Piams double takes second, now fires and misses way outside with his slider. 1-1
strike. Remember we talked about the fact that the Rockies last night in a lopsided game brought in their closer, Seth Halverson. He's getting loose in the bullpen right now after throwing 30 pitches last night.
And Toglia hits this one deep into left. Backing up is Yelich. That's off the wall. Yelich cuts it down, fires it over. That's going to take the lead for the Rockies. Ryan McMahon scores. Michael Toglia has an RBI double. Now runners at second and third for the Rockies. Toglia at second and Bouchard at third as Toglia ripped that one to left, and Colorado has a 3-2 lead.
And you didn't know if Yelich was waiting for it to come off the wall or was just kind of watching to see if it went over the fence. It gets the ball in quick, but not quick enough before McMahon
Here's
scores.
Tyler Freeman. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th still, and that slider catches the bottom of the zone for a strike, 0-1.
To keep this to a 1-run inning. Going to take a heck of an effort to do that. Infield's up.
0-1 pitch.
Freeman
takes that slider just below the zone for ball 1. In the bullpen for the Brewers, Elvin Rodriguez
Starter so far
warming
this
up.
year for the Brewers is getting loose.
Excuse me. Freeman grounds that one foul.
Well,
1-2.
now 16 pitches. If this gets out of hand, I mean, Pirates is one of your 7, 8, 9 inning guys. He already has a save this season. You're not going to burn him out here in the Rockies when you got a chance in the big series coming up with the Diamondbacks.
Freeman ground ball right to third base. They'll fire over to first. That's one gone.
No contact.
Oliver Dunn.
Nobody out in the infield.
A ball right to him, and he fires over for the first out in the bottom of the 8th.
With one out.
And now up to bat for
We've
the
seen that contact play
Rockies.
from the Brewers once or twice, haven't we, Jeff?
Timer 17. Mickey Moniak is going to be
Moniak, and he's intentionally walked by Pat Murphy.
to load the bases.
So the bases are loaded in the bottom of the 8th.
The double play situation for
And
Stallings.
the
but
9-hitter,
Stallings will now be
Jacob Stallings,
pulled back. And we'll see a
he's going to be
pinch
pulled
hitter.
back.
It's going to be Chris Bryant.
Pinch
Coming
hitting
off
for the
bench
Rockies, it's
Colorado
Chris
to hit.
Bryant.
That looked like it was a very quick decision, too, because Bryant is just now getting loose.
He might have been like me in between innings eating ice cream out of a miniature helmet. After a few cuts, loses the weight. He's ready to hit. Bases loaded, one out.
Bryant against Pioneers.
Bryant versus
Faced
Pioneers.
him once, got hit by a pitch.
Bases loaded, one out in the bottom of the 8th.
Bryant
And
fouls
Bryant
it
fouls
away.
that back.
He was up there
0-1.
hacking. Corners are up, middle infield back for the Brewers.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside
Strike 2.
for strike 2. Wow. Once again, another one that didn't look like it was in the zone, but it was called a strike nonetheless. Quickly, 0-2 on Chris Bryant.
Good
That
stuff by
slider
Haas.
nearly goes behind Eric
Slider's
Haas.
been a
Does
mystery
a
in the
great
inning
job
for Yoel Payamps.
to block it, and it's 1-2.
Haas able to smother that. But you also don't give anything close on Chris Bryant, 0-2, and him get a run in from third. A guy that hasn't been a pinch hitter since 2023.
And we get a timeout here.
And we're having some communications issues with
Oh no, it's PitchCom.
Haas's
PitchCom
device
issue with Eric Haas and
and
Yoel
Yoel
Payamps.
Payamps, and it's Haas's transmitter that's having problems right now. Battery backup in place. Bryant digs in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Down low, and it nearly gets away from
Not
Haas.
very far. 2-2.
Payamps comes over just in case. Everyone stays put. It's 2-2 on Bryant. Still bases loaded. 1 out. Bottom of the 8th. 2-2.
Bases full of Rockies.
Rockies
Run
up
in
by
already
1.
in the 8th.
Here's the pitch.
Got him.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Finally found the
Slider
slider.
chased
And
and
Payamps
missed
strikes
by
out.
Bryant. And there's 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. And now the Rockies order turns over
Fans quick to boo
to
on
the
that
top
one.
of the board.
But this was a nasty slider. This is what he was trying to land earlier to get some commitment. It was just missing too big. This one was just enough. Bryant couldn't hold up.
Here's Brenton Doyle,
Take a
who's 2
swing
for
at
4 with a homer in the first inning.
Opens up with ball
As that
1.
fastball
Job not done
is
yet.
up
Got
high,
Neil Brent
1-0.
Doyle, who has driven in 2 of the 3 runs today.
1-0 pitch.
And
Inside
that
down
is
low
strike.
for a
It has to be
strike.
1 ball, 1 strike on Doyle.
Doyle, the fly
Brenton
in
Doyle
the
doesn't
Brewers
like the
opening.
call.
This would be big if Payamps can get him
Seth
out.
Halverson warming up in the Rockies
Brewers have a chance to
bullpen.
bat just
Their
down
closer.
1.
1-1 pitch.
So
Down low for
he's
ball
ready
2.
in the bullpen. Again, 30-plus
Eric
pitches.
Haas having trouble catching
And retired
baseballs right
one
now.
batter last night.
As that one rolls away from
Final
him.
batter he faced. 2-1 on Doyle.
2-1 pitch. And Doyle rips this one to left. Yelich backing up, and it's off the wall. 1 run's gonna score. It may score 2. It could score all 3. Toglia's in. It's 5-2 Rockies. It does clear the bases. 6-2 Rockies. A bases clearing double by Brenton Doyle. Have a day.
Huge 2-out blow to Pios.
This guy can do no wrong at the plate.
And the Rockies
Catches a hanging slider
blow
at
it
the
open
bottom
at
of
the
the
bottom of
zone.
the 8th.
Thought for a minute it was going to go out, but then turned on the Jets and got to second base. And this is almost a replay of the double off the bat of Tolia. Yelich just flings it in, hoping to try to get a ball all the way to home plate. Not in time.
How about the series from Doyle? 5 RBIs today. He's at second base.
It looks like we're gonna pitching change.
Bottom of the 8th.
Bottom of the 8th, 2 out. Runner on second. 6-2 Rockies. Welcome back. Bottom of the 8th. 6-2.
Scored by the
Rockies
in the series.
in the lead
That was backbreaker
with 2 outs.
3-run double.
In the bottom of the 8th, a bases clearing double by Brenton Doyle.
Try and shut the door. He's made 2 starts in a Brewers uniform and his
Has
first
basically
appearance
put
out
this
of
one away.
Yeah,
Elvin
we
Rodriguez
can see here the numbers
is the new
haven't
pitcher
gone
for
the
the
way of Elvin
Brewers.
Rodriguez.
He
Last
started
time
2
that
games this year,
against the
was
Cincinnati
0-2,
Reds.
has an ERA at 11 in 9 innings, 5 strikeouts to 2 walks, 5 homers allowed.
Hitting too much of the meaty part of the plate.
And now he'll get to
He's gonna get
face
the rookie,
Zach Veen, the rookie.
Here with 2 outs, man on second.
Veen's 0 for 4. 1 hit in the series, a bunt single.
First pitch from Rodriguez,
Veen takes outside.
misses, ball 1. Swing and a miss. Fastball right down the pipe. 1-1. 3 ground outs and a fielder's choice for Zach Veen today. He's 0 for 4. Up high, ball 2.
Count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Jim Wolf keeps putting 3 up on his left hand. So 3-1. There must have been a pitch timer violation before Rodriguez even threw a pitch. So
I guess
it's 3-1 on
3-1.
Veen.
And Veen swings and misses a changeup below the zone. The count is full. 2 outs, the bottom of the 8th. Rockies up by 4 with Doyle in scoring position at second.
3-2. Now
This to get out of the inning.
payoff to
Rodriguez delivers. And Veen rips this one to right. Back Jackson at the wall. And it gets by Jackson. That's going to score Doyle. Doyle's in. The throw is cut off by Turang. It's an RBI double by Zach Veen. And it's 7-2 Rockies.
Nothing but doubles for the Rockies in the 8th.
Yeah, back-to-back doubles, scoring runs, 4 doubles in the inning. This one just a change-up at the bottom of the zone, and Veen goes down and gets it. And I think he thought he got all of it, but I almost had some top spin. Thought Churio played it pretty well. Took
Here's
a chance.
Kyle
I think
Farmer.
in that situation, you do. You take a
And he
full-out
grounds
chance
that
to try
one
to
foul.
end the inning
On
once
1.
and for all.
So now Veen at second.
Veen with his second hit of the series.
2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. Rockies now up by 5.
And if you're Bud Black, you could sit Halverson down if you want to. Not a safe situation anymore.
That one's taken at the bottom of the
30
zone for a
pitches.
strike. Nothing in 2 now
In
on
last night's
Farmer.
game. But there he is.
Oh, 2 pitch. Down
away, 1
low.
ball and 2 strikes.
Ball 1.
Brewers will have 7, 8, and 9 Ortiz, Dunn, and Haas scheduled. had a chance to get out of this inning with just the 1-run scoring, 2 outs. Bases clearing double by Doyle. Veen followed with a double.
Here's the 1-2 pitch.
2-2 on
Up and
Farmer.
away. Count all tied at 2. And Farmer rips that one foul.
Extra tick on the
We'll see
velo
another.
from Rodriguez out of the bullpen. 97 there.
I think we've seen an uptick in a lot of guys' velocity since we've been in Colorado. But in situations where you're usually a starter and you come into an inning, adrenaline's pumping.
2-2 pitch. Farmer fouls it off.
Rodriguez trying to put an end to this inning in the 8th. Farmer the 9th man to hit.
And Farmer grounds that one off himself for a foul ball.
Brewers heading to Phoenix after the game. Take on the Diamondbacks over the weekend. Rockies heading out to Southern California.
2-2 pitch.
Oh,
Up high, and the count is full.
3-2.
Had some big misses by Elvin Rodriguez on that fastball
This will
up.
be the 9th pitch of this at-bat
Must be
between
feeling
Elvin
good, it's coming
Rodriguez
out
and
good,
Kyle
but-
Farmer.
Need to get a little bit more extension out in front.
Here's the full count pitch. And Farmer
Again,
fouls
fouls it
another one
away.
off.
To be the 10th pitch of this at-bat.
Pitch number 10 in this at-bat is now.
And
And Farmer strikes out a curveball that fooled
The
him.
inning ends. Rockies get 5.
Really well placed by Elvin Rodriguez. But the Rockies blow it open. A 5-run bottom of the 8th to put this one away. We'll head to the top of the 9th.
Here at Once
Rockies
Upon a
7,
Farm, we
Brewers
chose
2
the
in
Capital One
Coors.
Venture and
Brought to you by
Top of the 9th, Rockies 7, Brewers 2.
Thorn on the Brewers side.
Brenton Doyle has had a day today. 3 for 5. A bases clearing double, a homer in the first inning. 5 of the 7 RBIs have came from that man. And here's the Rockies closer, Seth Halverson, to try and close this one out
Comes
for
on
Colorado.
Rockies bullpen. Brewers got to him last night.
Yeah, just it seemed like a few hours ago. Came in the top of the 9th inning, and it was walk, and error by himself. Home run,
Hunter
a
Goodman is
walk,
the new catcher
a
replacing
single,
Jacob Stallings.
another single, and another single later on after he was taken out of the ballgame.
Here's
Brewers put
Joey
a
Ortiz.
career-high 6 runs against Halverson. And the pitch
Ortiz
is
takes
a
that
ball.
fastball up
So
high
the new
for
catcher,
ball
Hunter
1.
Goodman, takes over for Stallings behind the plate. 30-plus pitches for Halverson last night as Ortiz, first man to face him. He's the guy that walked to start the inning last night. And he's down
That
and
one
away.
misses outside, 2-0.
A 5-run game. Stranger things have happened. Brewers have had some big innings in this series.
Pitch. Down
Slow,
low,
3
and the
balls,
count
no
is
strikes.
3-0
Tim, we talked
in
about
Joey
it a lot
Ortiz's
these last
favor.
3 days. It is tougher to recover in this environment. You throw 30 pitches, come back the next day, not easy.
Well, I think it's one of the things too is you just want a little bit of revenge.
Brewers are down by
You know, you have
5,
that
but
outing as a bullpen guy,
the Rockies
you
are up
wanna
by
get
5,
back
but
out
no
there.
lead is safe.
And that's
In
4
Colorado,
pitch to Ortiz.
With how this
Starting
place
the same
is,
way
as
that he
Joey
did last
Ortiz
night.
draws a 4-pitch walk. Leadoff walks, never good. Here's Oliver Dunn.
Oliver Dunn. 1 out of 3 with
Oliver
a double.
Dunn is 1 for 3 today with a double all the way back in the 3rd inning. That one's taken up
And
high
there's
in the
a strike
zone
at
for a
99.
strike, 0-1.
Appears he's feeling okay. 99.
And Dunn taps this one foul right to Toglia for the first out of the top of the ninth. That moves Ortiz over to second.
Eric Haas coming up.
Now
Let's
up
take
to
a
bat
look
for the
at
Brewers,
the
their
upcoming
nine-hitter,
probables
Eric
for
Haas.
our series against the Arizona Diamondbacks starting tomorrow. TBD scheduled for the Brewers tomorrow against Eduardo Rodriguez, Chad Patrick, and Corbin Burns, dueling 39s, and then Freddie Peralta, Zach Gallen. Finish out that series. Should be great.
Actually, no, it'll be a
Great
pinch
pitching
hitter.
weekend.
Vinny Capra
Well,
will
up
pinch
until
hit
about
for
15
Eric
minutes
Haas.
ago, you might have thought Elvin Rodriguez might be the guy.
Whoa! That one goes into the backstop. Ortiz will move over to third on the wild
Over to
pitch.
third goes Ortiz. There have been some rumors that Jose Quintana is going to make the start tomorrow for Milwaukee. It's lined up that way.
1-0 on Vinny Capra.
Wait for Pat Murphy to say something definitively after the ball game.
Here's the delivery from Halverson.
Capra
That's
swings and
swing and a
misses.
miss
Hits
by
for
Capra on a
Haas in
splitter
the ninth.
at the bottom of the zone. 1-1. Capra swings and misses a splitter at the bottom of the zone. That's 1-2.
Bryce Terang is on deck. Rockies trying to salvage a game in the series.
Down low, ball
Smothered
2.
by Goodman.
Another splitter. Yeah, that was the pitch that Yelich hit to straightaway center on that big home run in last night's ball game. He was searching for the splitter and then was leaving it right
Ortiz
down
at
the
third.
middle.
One gone.
Today has pretty good
Protecting
command
a
over it.
5-run lead. Oh my God. 2-2 pitch.
And
Swing and a miss.
Held on to by Goodman.
Strike 3.
That's the second out.
2 gone the top of the ninth.
And Bryce
The splitter
Terang, final
finishes
chance to try and
Capra,
extend his hitting
and the
streak
Brewers'
by
order
Iggy Thon for most consecutive
turns to the
games
top.
start a
Bryce
season with
Terang,
base
the
hit.
leadoff man.
12 right
Up
now.
to
He's
bat,
0 for
he is the
4.
last hope for the Brewers today.
First AB got robbed of a hit on a diving play in left by Mickey Moniak.
Terang ground ball right to second base, and that'll do it. The Rockies win 7-2 with a 5-run inning in the bottom of the 8th.
7-2 Colorado.
Colorado had everything working for him today. Ryan Feltner threw 6 innings of 1
See
run
y'all
ball.
later. RV out.
Turned it over to
Peace.
the bullpen.